Hello, grade 6. It's nice to communicate with you again. Our lesson today, part 1, chapter 4, lesson 3. Part 1, chapter 4, lesson 3, government and economy. Government and economy. Open your workbook, page 37. Try to concentrate with me, please. Let's watch this video, then explain.
Well, you say, a government organizes people and makes laws or rules to protect their property and rights. That means you won't have to fight over the coconuts anymore. You guys want to start one? The islanders nod. There are lots of different types, you say. First, you have to decide who gets to have the decision-making power. One type is a democracy. That's when you give everyone decision-making power. A democracy can either be direct or indirect. In a direct democracy, everyone gets a vote on every major decision. It works best for small groups like the one here on this island, but only if you guys can agree to follow the decision with the most votes. If you keep arguing like this, all your coconuts will rot. There's also an indirect democracy, also called a representative democracy, or simply a republic. We have...
Okay, let's explain our lesson now. If I ask you, how do government and economy affect our life? How do government and economy affect our life? Can you imagine what life would be like if there were no rules? Try to imagine with me. Without ways to establish orders, life would be chaotic. Without rules, without ways, to establish orders, life would be chaotic. Chaotic means extremely disorganized. Extremely disorganized. That explains why societies have governments. So, without rules, without orders, life would be chaotic. So, if we ask, why do we need a government? Why do we need a government? Number 1, we need governments to make laws, number 1. 2, to regulate business and trade. To regulate. Regulate means to control business and trade. 3, to provide aid to people or help people. Aid means help. So, why do we need a government? Try to say, why do we need a government? We need governments because governments make laws. 2, regulate business and trade. 3, provide aid to people or help people. Let's move to the second point in this lesson. There are 4 types of governments around the world. 4 types of governments around the world. Number 1, democracy. 2, monarchy or kingdom. 3, dictatorship, and 4, communism. Try to say them. 4 types of governments around the world: dictatorship, communism, democracy, and monarchy. Let's explain the first type, democracy. Democracy is a form of government in which the people elect leaders and rule by majority. Democracy is a form of what? Form of government in which the people select their leaders and rule by majority. Most democracies protect people's rights. Most democracies protect what? Protect people's rights. It's very important at this point. Most democracies protect people's rights to freedom. Freedom of what? Freedom of speech, religion, and free press or free journalism. The second type, monarchy. Monarchies are ruled by a king or a queen. So, who is the leader of monarchy? The king or the queen? The king or the queen who holds all the power. So, the king is the leader of the monarchy and he holds all the power. Okay? Let's move to the third type of governments, dictatorship. Dictatorship is ruled by a single person, and this person is called the dictator who holds all the power and often rules by force. nobody can stop the dictator because he rules by using what? By using force. So dictatorship is ruled by single person, and this person is called what? Called the dictator. Excellent. And this dictator holds all the power and rules by using the force. And nobody can stop the dictator. And if I ask you, give me examples like Adolf Hitler and Kim Jong-un. Adolf Hitler and Kim Jong-un. Okay? The fourth type, communism. Communism is a system in which the government owns all property and dominates all aspects of life in the country. It means that communism is a system in which the government owns all power and controls all features of life in the country. Property means power and dominates means controls. So communism is a system in which the government owns all power and controls all features of life in the country. This means that most communist states and people have restricted rights and little freedom. Restricted rights means limited rights and little freedom. So most communist states and people have restricted rights and little what? Little freedom. Communist is a person who believes in the principles of communism. Person who believes in the principles of what? Of communism. Leaders of most communist governments are not chosen by citizens. They are chosen by the communist leaders. Most communist governments are not, the leaders of most communist governments are not chosen by citizens, but they are chosen by the communist leaders. Okay, thank you guys and goodbye.